All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a while since I made any videos. This one's actually one I've been trying to make for a while, just haven't gotten around to it. So today I'm going to be covering Kasm and Coder. They're two kind of VDI infrastructures that you can host on your own. First, I'm going to go over Coder. So I have Coder deployed in two different ways. One's inside of my Kubernetes cluster, and the other is inside of Docker, running on one of my servers. And they're both running at the same time. In fact, Docker's on one of the servers that's in the Kubernetes cluster. So if you wanted to, I did find that if I'm running any of the Kubernetes tools inside of Coder, you have to have a Kubernetes cluster running to support it. Same thing if you want to run any of the Docker tools inside of Coder, you have to have something running Docker that you're providing support in. Same thing if you want to run any of the Azure tools or AWS tools. So just as usual, if you ever want to get to any of the tools to get to deploy any of this, just go to their website, coder.com. It'll give you all the install scripts and everything. When I deployed it on the server, I just literally went through here and did the steps just like this. And then actually, I'm sorry, I went through and I just deployed it on Docker and Kubernetes. Went through Docker. You can do multiple servers, or you can do a single server if you wanted to. I just ran a single server on their Kubernetes deployment. Did have some issues. You do have to authorize, do a Helm login to docker.io now. It's no biggie. Just run through it. It wasn't too crazy. I just did Helm login to my Docker.io. And you go to the chart. Of course, I'm not going to go into Helm in this, but just go through, modify your Helm values, and change it all up. We'll go through a little demo. It's not too crazy. This was Coder running in my Kubernetes cluster. So when I first log in, I'm under my administration portion. I haven't logged in here as a user. I didn't go through all that stuff for Coder, just for lack of time and messing around. But messing around, I did deploy a dev container since this is my Kubernetes environment. You can hop in here. If you look at CPU usage, I just did 2 cores, 2 gigs of RAM, and it has 9 gigs of workspace disk space and all that. I think it is just running a Ubuntu machine, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to download the logs, but you can do any kind of pipeline training or anything like that, testing, test build and all that, and deploy if you want to inside of here. It's a really good way to kind of do deving if you want to, like multi deployments. So if you want to create a new workspace, you can see all the templates they have. Create workspace, choose a starter template. You're able to go in here and do multiple instances. Problem with Coder is if I want to add any authorization to any of these things, I have to pay for it to add any upstream stuff. If not, I don't like paying for stuff, so I'm not really down for that. Let's go back to my workspaces. So if you want to access any of this stuff, you can go to VS Code Desktop. You can use your actual code server to hop into it, or you can hop into the terminal. Let me do a swap over. Let me see if I can present and share a different screen. And bam, share. So yeah, once I share it, look, this is my actual machine. It acts just like a regular Ubuntu machine. So you can treat it just like a regular machine would. I don't think I have any of the packages to ping out, but if I did, yeah, ping's not found. Apt update, so you can do all the same things like you would if I was online. I just don't have the tools for IP utils or anything like that inside of it. So you can build your containers however you want to. You can treat it just like you would any deving. So you can package all these up just like you would inside of any Linux distribution and use them just like you would any dev containers. You do have those options. So you get a little bit of leeway to be able to deploy your environment and test out any Kubernetes distribution or deployment you want to. It's really nice. I found it pretty cool messing around with. Let's see, close window. Share screen. Let's go back to here. What else was there? If you want to add in your repositories, you're able to add in repositories that you can pull from inside of here. When you go to deploy, you're able to set your parameters. So my repository, I can pull from my own Git repo and all that, pull my own image and all that. So you get a little bit of modifications if you want to mess around with that. You also have the option to, let's see, I have my Docker one deployed. Where's she at? There she is. This is the Docker distribution running down here. Notice how CPU usage is only 0.1. It should have 2 gigs also allotted to it, or 2 cores and 2 gigs and 100 gigs of storage. I don't know why I did that much and all that. So it's basically running on the actual server itself. Notice how it failed when I tried to install Kubernetes, just because it can't see any of the API service resources for like running or any of the PVCs, deployments, or any of that stuff. So you can't run anything that it does not support based off of anything that it has running. And it does have Kubernetes running on that node, but since it's not visible to any of this, it can't support it. I didn't throw any of the kubeconfig files inside of there. I'm pretty sure there's more you can get inside of there and provide that support with. But like I said, I don't have any of the paid version to be able to do all that stuff. And I didn't go that deep into it. I'm pretty sure you can get into it and deploy it, but I only messed with this because I wanted to hurry up, get this video made and show off some of this, because it's actually really neat and really fun. Same kind of concept. You can hop in here and do the same exact thing and get on your Ubuntu machine and mess around just like you could with the Kubernetes machine. So treats it just like the other one. See, so just like any other Linux machine. So that's Coder. Coder's pretty cool. Same concept. Gives you a VDI infrastructure. You can have users, devs hop in and do any dev work they want to without touching your actual active environment. And you're able to keep them from touching any of your enterprise capabilities and still let them hop in and do any of the dev work they need. Just go to coder.com. It literally has all your install stuff, all your Helm environments in your Git and all their Git repo and all that, your Helm values, change all that up. Same thing with just deploying Coder, and they have your quick start information and everything too. All right, so with Coder done, my personal favorite, I like Kasm. I feel like it gives me a little bit more freedom, mostly because I've messed around with a little bit more than I have Coder. And like I said, that's just a personal favorite. And of course, you log me out. So we'll go over the Kubernetes version first. I hope this is right. I don't know. I had to fight for this because I forgot a lot of the logins. So this is the admin desktop inside of Kubernetes for Kasm. I had some issues deploying this one inside of the workspaces. So all of the workspaces I try to deploy, they're not reaching out and pulling in. So everything's kind of froze up for all the install workspaces. They're froze up installing, even though it says it can reach the registries. Haven't troubleshot any of that. I'm not having any issues with the containers reaching out, so not quite sure. I tried some auth stuff with Docker IO and stuff in the Helm chart. Didn't have any problems. Everything seems to be communicating pretty good. Everything seems to be reaching to the Kasm Docker IO. I honestly haven't had that much troubles up until this past week with Docker IO giving me problems. So I don't know. But recently it has been. So, but right now my Kubernetes deployment has been causing issues. But same thing with just like Coder. If you want to install, You can just go to Kasm's page. They have your single server install. If you're just doing your Docker deployment or on a single server, they have an install script. If you're doing ARM, x86. If you're doing a multi-server installation, it'll tell you how to do different Postgres installs and all that stuff, your API and all that, get it all separated. How to host your own workspaces. It'll also tell you how to host your own repository inside of your own Git repo and everything to be able to deploy your own images, because you can build your own like Rocky image and push it down and everything too. The thing I like about this is it gives you a good way to kind of set images. Like I said, I've been able to host Rocky like this and deploy a new a whole entire version on top of it. I haven't opened one up yet in a while on this pop-up window blocked. I don't know why pop-ups are blocked. They should not have been. Damn. Okay. Let's see why it's causing a problem. Should be opening up. Why is it freaking? Sorry, I have not had any issues with the pop-up blocker blocking them before. Let's just do a new window. Okay. Well, it's pretty easy to manage from an admin point of view like that. I'm just a user. Popping up stuff right now. Sorry, trying to find pop-ups inside of here. Pop-up window. Wow. There we go. Let's give that a shot. Let's do a new tab. There we go. All right. So basically what it'll do is, as a user, as I'm logged in as a user, it pops up this fully deployable Rail 9 support. So now I have a Rail 9 system running on top of my entire server, and it gets full access. So now I just opened up Mozilla, and now as a general user, I now have full access like I'm running. So now I have this full VDI infrastructure where now I'm basically running an entire Rail system inside, inside of the Kasm environment, inside of Docker, inside of Red Hat, on top of my server. So 3 different levels. So I have multiple levels. You can also edit what you want these machines to have. And notice this is the user view. You manage what workplaces you want for all this stuff. So I can have the kids, they can have this Minecraft environment launch session. All I want is this little mine test environment. They can just go to creative mode, start game or play game. Oh, an error occurred. No world. Oh, no world created. I don't know. I don't have any pre-made. Capture the flag. Oh, that's. I don't know if that's. Oh, that's other servers out there. Okay. So you can add your own servers if you want out there. Host a server if you want. Test. New. Test. I don't think I have to do that. I've never done this before. Game. Create. And let's just host game. And then, okay, whoops. There we go. All right. Well, there we go. So now I just deployed a VDI based Minecraft server, and my mouse is way too fast for this. Yeah. I hit it 3 times. All right. Anyways, ASD. I don't play video games. Anyways, I don't like it. I have to sit there and work with the mouse inputs for it. But anyways, you get the drift. You can lock these down and put whatever you want to on there. The cool thing is sign out. As an administrator, you can go in and it gives you all the passwords to be able to log into all this stuff. With this one, I didn't do a custom install, so I have to, and I didn't change any of it. What? Oh my goodness, it keeps doing that. But you're able to manage these workspaces. So on here, notice I was able to actually find all the availability, and they all show up really good. So I can go in and put Kali Linux on there. So I can have a VDI supported Kali Linux to do dev testing for like a sort of cyber networking testing environment if I wanted to, LibreOffice, anything like that, Oracle. But you can run your own sort of closed network support if you want it all inside of a single server and give your users lockdown and capabilities. So now this would only be just VLC hosted in that system. It's only the operating system is only VLC, if that makes sense. Your own Tor browser is all that's built on inside of there. So it's really cool. You can lock them down to just the terminal. But it's how you can host like your own test labs if you wanted. You can build up training inside of it if you wanted to. You can build your own default issues inside of it. Same thing with Coder. You can build in your own templates. So if you wanted, you could build up a pre-made Docker container, and it works the same exact way. You build your own. It doesn't have it inside of here. They have a spot that'll tell you just like this how you host your own repo, and you can push your own images to it to support. Notice right here, I have my own repo where I have Kasm, my Kasm repo. Is that not the one I had images in? I had some images inside of one at one point in time. I thought that was it, where I had pushed an image before, and no, thought it was not apparently. But you can build it out and just host the single entity, so that way users can just work on that. So if you wanted to do like your own Docker troubleshooting, your own Kubernetes deployment for troubleshooting, hosting your own labs and things like that, you have the capability inside of here. It's really cool. I like Kasm. The only thing I have not seen yet is like Windows images. I don't know if I think Coder supports that, but I don't know about Kasm. But yeah, right here, I think this is a Droid simulator, Android simulator. So basically a phone where I can, like, if I wanted to test out phone code and everything, I can test my own code on here and see if everything's working all good on there. So it's pretty cool. So you get the idea. I've been wanting to do this for a while to do a good comparison because they are two good tools. Just depends on what you like. I've had more experience messing around with Kasm. Kasm was easier to deploy on the Docker environment, and Coder was easier to deploy in the Kubernetes environment. Once I got the whole Docker IO login auth service issue, which I didn't have before, worked out, and it finally stopped. And then once that finished, everything was all good with it. The only thing I didn't like was that I have to have the supported environment running underneath it in order to continuously run it. I do like Kasm's capability where whatever users I create, I can lock down what tools they get to make right here. And then they can kind of continue on running in that environment. Yeah, well, that's going to conclude my video sort of demo on Coder and Kasm. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and here's how you can host your own VDI infrastructure at your house. Like I said, it doesn't take that much. If you wanted to, you can run it on your laptop, run your own VDI stuff, host your own Linux stuff in your on your free time on your own laptop, or for your kids, run your own server and have your own Minecraft stuff stood right on up. There's other tools. There's Doom. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. Kali Linux, if you're just doing some pen testing or anything like that, or just even if you're just trying to do some training for some folks, you can run it like a VDI tool like that and just have them all just log into that server with different user accounts and access a Rocky Linux capability from that. And you can lock down their network traffic because it'll all go through one single device if you wanted them to, one single NAT gateway. Yeah, I appreciate it. And thanks. It's been great to get back on and make a video. It's been, I think, a year now. So yeah, hopefully I can pick back up and get some more stuff going. I've been wanting to make this one for a while. Yeah, actually, hold on. I forgot to show the Rancher deployment for this one. Yeah, still using Rancher. Have not swapped out of anything yet just because that's how everything's deployed. So this is the Kasm deployment and this is the Rancher deployment. So these are the pods going. Notice the difference. Kasm has a lot of APIs and everything going. Also, even though I specified the namespace inside of the values YAML for the Helm chart for Kasm, it did not deploy the services inside of the namespace. So I was sitting here troubleshooting why the databases, why the DBs weren't coming up for the APIs and all to come up, and then so for the gateways, deployments and all that to come up, you had to specify it in the actual deployment for the Helm deployment. When you actually say Helm install, I just used Helm. Because it still did not want to recognize the Helm chart properly. Here's just showing off the some of the commands. I kind of wrote them all down just from some of the stuff. So for Coder, here's what I had that I just pulled out of their stuff. If you're just running it by itself, it's just these two pretty much. And then if you're running the Kubernetes portion, just running like that. And then creating your secrets. You can put all this in your own stuff. Getting your admin passwords and all that for your Postgres, setting all that up. If you know what you're doing, these were mostly just me pulling them off the website, so I didn't have to keep scrolling back and forth. And then Helm install. I thought there was a problem with it because of the auth issues. There was not a problem with it. Like I said, just do Helm login, and it'll log in for you. Kasm. These are the Kasm steps. Just make sure you identify your release name. I pulled the tar down from their page, and it just untarred it there, and then just modified the values chart there. They didn't have a lot of information. The Kubernetes deployment for Kasm is not their supported deployment. It's still under a dev, so that may also be why their stuff doesn't work very well under that deployment. So it did get deployed, but it wasn't very well. So there wasn't a lot of documentation or support for it. The Docker deployment was a lot better and easier. So I'd say if you want to run it, just run the Docker instance. A lot easier to deploy and get running. Super easy. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Y'all have a great one out there.